Hey everyone, it is Saturday and I'm making part 3 of our B46 number 7 build process. So this covers what we were able to accomplish on Thursday, Friday, which was quite a bit. So starting out on the front end here, engine is pretty much completely installed and wired. I got to finish heat shrinking these, but we're going to test some stuff first. Got our expansion tanks installed. This is for the intercooler, this is for the engine. Pretty much all the plumbing is done. There's quite a bit. We got our new air box. This is a little bit smaller than what we had before, which makes it cheaper to produce and also easier to remove and install. We also integrated our ambient pressure and temp sensor in there for both tuning purposes, and it can tell basically if the air filter is starting to clog up. Headlight buckets, we make these are 3D printed. It mounts the lens, the trim, and the corner light all to one piece back here, which there's also mounting brackets for, you can just see them in here, for endurance light mounting. So that makes it way easier to install this whole thing. Instead of having these all be independent, they just clip into one piece and that bolts into the car. So definitely a production thing, but also just don't want to waste time and frustration. New bumper for this car. This car is going to thermal, and we are calling it the Thermal Touring Car Championship car. So reduced aero for this for a couple different reasons, but also have our new brake ducts, which are block off half of it because it's kind of useless for airflow and increases downforce. So they're also quite a bit easier. They mount to, like, there's a fog light mount back here, so they just clip right in instead of having to cut the bumper. So again, another production thing. And then the power steering is finished. So we have these pressure lines made. We have our hard lines. You really can't see where they go, unfortunately, but that's all a kit that we make for this using electric power steering. All the windows installed now, and the roof, carbon roof, glass front windshield, and these are poly side windows and rear window. They're actually formed though. It's kind of hard to tell because the cover's on it. They're also hard coated, so they don't scratch. But really important with the rear window, it is formed to the shape. So we just glue it in like you would a normal glass windshield, but it is nice and lightweight. It also has the little BMW normal. I don't know, I like it. It looks factory, but it's a lightweight window. And speaking of factory, we try and make this look actually as clean as possible. This is a part that we make to both hold the front of the window, but really finish that edge. It normally looks hideous. So these are, same thing, hard-coated windows. We get them from a company out of England, and it's kind of expensive, but worth the cost for the quality of the part. Interior is the next step, really. So we have started to put the wiring harness in. Kind of looks like a mess right now as we're testing everything. Fuel cells are basically finished, just a lot of little stuff to finish on the interior now. I was going to mention one thing. You can kind of see back here where our lines run through the firewall. That is a molded piece that allows 6 lines to run through. So we make that because we're really intent on the whole firewall being sealed and not having dirt and dust and fire, etc., come through. So everything in the interior of this car is really well sealed. So you run it in the rain and it does not get wet. I think that's about it for the interior. This is really the last phase of the project, and should have this done pretty quick.